to go Wario. I'm not sure if he played Diddy or if he, you know, prefers Wario, but we get to see this really grindy game, right? If you're stalling, I'm going to get waffed and potentially two. So,
Tweek is definitely okay with playing the long con, especially in this matchup, you know. Something that is like, you have to make sure that if you're trying to camp, you have to know the grenade timings like perfectly. And I'm sure Tweek does know that, but it's just something that within the matchup, you just got to know.
Down air, out of shield, and that's the thing, right? We saw one landmine game to the other, but this time it's quite literal, right? These grenades are going to fly around the screen, and Tweek can't necessarily swing that fair dash attack on a connect, and using that up B out of shield to get that position reversal. And you need to get your mileage here, but that's the thing.
He's going up there.
Yeah, he's going up there. Snakes like to do that a lot, right? If you're going high and you're not a character that can jump extraordinarily fast or get to that point, I mean, it's almost a free recovery because it's not like you want to be under Snake, right? He's raining things down. So Tweek right now is doing a pretty good job of navigating all of that with this advantage there.
Chronos just trying to throw some grenades, get some percent on Tweek. And well, you already got percent on, but you know, you want enough to kill. You want to get the kill, and
I mean, 30 more into up tilt, right? And that's the thing, right? There's that C4 in center stage. Don't forget.
Looking for that roll in there. I love that. Jab 1-2, looking for the roll in. And this might be...
Nope.
Oh, looking for the grenade. That was insane. What a reversal coming out from Chronos. Yeah. Showing that he knows his character to the best.
Actually, thinking about it now, Tweek earlier in Losers Off Stream played against another strong Snake Slushy. He lost 1-3, but did very similar setups to Chronos. So now I'm wondering, since Tweek got the practice right, so he lost in winners, but he's like, I'm not going to lose to another Snake. Obviously, he's prepared for it. He's probably mentally aware. And that was the thing when I saw that game with Slushy and Tweek. He was kind of just picking his moments right, and the further he got into set, the more comfortable he was at dealing with the certain grenade timings that C4 is going to climb on that right side platform. Not going to lead to anything, and this is just not exactly enough for up tilt. Next grab.
Weird thing about Snake is, like, you know, you can down throw, and of course it's like, you know, you get the true up tilt after 160. But against select characters, I think it's like 2/3 or a third of the cast at like 135 or 133 or so. You can just down throw F tilt, and then it works. And you know, on the lighter characters, like, you know, like Young Link and Inkling, it can kill by ledge. But Wario being a little heavier, I thought maybe Wario wouldn't be susceptible to that, but we just saw that there before the stocks were taken.
C4 just raining down. I mean, it's so hard to keep track. He's cycling between different kind of grenade setups. That's kind of the popular thing further you get into the Snake meta, but that up tilt, up air, down B never changes. Tweek still showing that he's got it. This Wario seems to be warm right now.
It's the price you have to pay when, you know, you take that a long time to take that first stock. You know, the Wario is, and now like you have to approach if you're Chronos here, because your Tweek is going to be able to, you know, charge up for another waft here. Oh, and gets like sticky into the...
Oh!
He's going up there. What a conversion coming out from Chronos, but not able to cap off for the clip.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of willingness you need, right? Like you said, you have to approach, right? This second waft is charging up, using that grenade, trying to dissuade the roll in, not going to scare Tweek, otherwise getting all this damage. And now all this is just trading, right? Just be careful if you're underneath the Snake, right? Chronos looking for things new. He was just going to tech roll in, out. Reacting straight up, using this grenade setup. He has a grenade in hand, covers himself in that ledge, but he didn't have any iframes, so it ends up exploding him. But still, all this percent for Tweek is looking solid.
He's going up there. They're both going up there, and what a drop down from Plat back here coming up from Tweek. Something that's, you know, really, really tough as a, you know, top player, especially when you get later into the bracket and you're playing against a player like Tweek. If you've already beat them once, or you play them once and you have to get the run back, a top player like Tweek is going to be able to, you know, write down those notes, or, you know, mentally understand what happened in the set and then be able to apply it to the next one.
Right, yeah, internalization from these top players happens after a set. And sometimes, you know, you've beaten them, right? That it's happening during the set, right? So, like, he had those 5 games, and he had the extra practice in his losers run, right? Like I said, he played Slushy earlier, and it seemed like there was 2 minutes where he didn't get touched at all.
Yeah.
Right? And that kind of showed that second stock was super tough for Chronos to get that opening. He's been doing these really interesting grenade setups, and he's just covering himself well, like Snakes should. He's recovering relatively fine, I mean, but that one opening, Tweek gets it, and he gets the waft, and he takes your stock. That is so brutal as a zoner.
And, you know, I just have to notice this from Tweek and point it out. Because Tweek plays Diddy and is so good, you know, with banana combos, he is so good at, you know, picking up items. And that is something that is very, very valuable against Snake. If you're able to just, you know, Z pick up items and, you know, use the grenade to your advantage as well, just like there, picked it up as he dropped it so that the grenade would fall right there. It's just another little thing about Tweek that just makes him so good.
There's a little bit of adaptation coming in from Chronos. You saw a lot of dash attacks, but that's because Tweek isn't really getting hit by the stray grenades. A lot of the times if you are a Snake player, you just hope that you get a couple of setups, right? Like people getting lost in your grenade movement. Like there, Z dropping the bomb and trying to pick it up is going to net him a nice 20%, but still hasn't been able to find too much. These are just kind of trades right there. The grab getting interrupted by that down tilt. C4 not finding its mark.
That is very laggy for some reason.
Yeah, you don't really want to eat a grenade.
I do not think so.
I don't think it's very nutritious, honestly. But
yeah, you get some iron in there. I'm not sure, but
some iron in there, maybe 20%. Right now, it's looking a lot even. Chronos is just looking for this up tilt, going high. Tweek trying to intercept. This battlefield platforms is going to help him in terms of gaining that height, but still quite difficult to break the cipher and find that kill. Chronos doing his ledge trap, but deciding to trade positions. And right now, it's looking a little tough. Nice position swap by Chronos. F tilt is going to pay.
Oh, and he's not close enough to make it back there.
Yeah.
Mario without his bike, it can be a little bit, The jab tripped? Hello? Chronos looking as confused as I.
What happened?
I have never seen Wario jab 1 trip. What is going on?
I mean, even the dash attack was a little bit delayed. Maybe it was because he's still stuck in the jab animation, but good awareness by Tweek. He's picking it up. And right now, this is kind of where it's scary. Now, don't give him the combo starter. Don't give him Nair 2 up tilt, and don't get put in a Texas situation. This percentile difference is negligible in the face of WAF, right? And you saw it earlier. Oh, nice conversion, but not picking up the second hit of that up tilt grenade. Going to send him into that ping pong situation with that up air. Great awareness from Chronos is going to pick up a little bit more percent, and that's in up tilt range. I was going to mention it.
So clean. Chronos being able to air dodge like twice with like the movement and be able to catch that up tilt. Once you get into that percent, as a person playing against Snake, you got to know that you're in that percent, but Chronos being able to throw it out so sneakily, it was so good.
It's just the weaving and hiding his intentions, right? It's dropping these C4s, making you forget about it, grinding your opponent out. But like I said, even this, we've seen this time and time and again, right? We have glutamate. We've seen the script, right? You're down 100%, getting that drag down, not getting the last hit of that down air to connect for the kill, but it still doesn't matter. You still need to recover. I don't think you have iframes right there. Tweek missing.
You have to be able to shield that cipher in time. You don't want to get hit. You don't want to add to the Snake lead, and really great tech coming out from Chronos. I was a little confused what happened, but Tweek able to take that stock.
Now again, this 88% doesn't matter. First, you have 2 landmines to get through, right? You have to find your kill, and you have to avoid waft at all possible. And right now,
those nairs looking pretty scary, but that up tilt, throwing up the grenade there.
Throwing up the grenade, looking for a snipe, just defending himself. 1 grenade there, 2 grenade there, red fish, blue fish.
That minefield is out right now. It is Mine City. You got the grenades, you got the C4 you got to watch out for.
That's kind of the thing that makes it weird, right? Tweek got that raw up tilt in center stage there, but couldn't follow up with his WAF combos, having to trade with grenade, right? So the amount of opportunities you actually get to get that combo is so few, so you have to make your openings count.
And blowing himself up with C4, that is a lot of percent there. That is definitely not what he wanted there. But empty landing with the up tilt. Tweek shaking his head, no, and Chronos is shaking his head, yes.
Brutal. I mean, it's
Chronos dropping his controller. We saw that. Yeah, he's shaking a little bit, but you have to be nervous when you're playing against a guy like Tweek. But taking each and every game one step at a time is something that you have to do against these top players. Tweek looking like he's doing a little bit of meditation there, closing his eyes, thinking about maybe where he wants to go. Not something you want to be doing, dropping more games to, again, this is losers.
The one you lost to in winners, right?
Yeah.
But we're talking about composure and nervousness. I think that Chronos is doing a really solid job. I don't think you can do empty land up tilt on a player, right? Like that requires you to be like, okay, I know that he's going to spot dodge. I'm looking for a lot of grabs. He's shielding a lot of my grenades. This is probably the time to pull the trigger, right? He's going to either jump or try to get that spot dodge. And that was the thing, right? Chronos had the lead, and he didn't let it kind of affect him. I feel like a lot of people get kind of tripped up when they're playing against a top player, and they have a lead trying to go for that axe
dirty there. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Tweek unable to use WAF last game. We will see how that plays out this game, but Tweek able to rack on the percent here. Wow, beating out that down with that up air coming out from Wario. Such a great tool that Wario can use in order to rack on percent, start combos. It does a little bit of everything there. Confirmed into WAF.
Man, I am loving Chronos' setups with the grenades, right? We saw the defensive ones a lot earlier. We saw 2 grenade drops into that lean in with that down tilt to cover all of that. And that's the thing, is Nikita is covering one way. He's really just waiting to go towards the ledge, right? You have to deal with that ledge shot, but the up tilt is waiting there. Chronos taking the first stock.
Taking the first stock in a matchup like this is so important, and Chronos making the most of it. He's been making a lot of mileage. Oh, he's going for it all. He wants to put Tweek in the garbage bin right now.
I mean, Axe Kick would have killed there, or at least set up Tweek in a terrible position. Chronos, that's the thing, right? You want, like you said, lead is important against a player like Tweek, but as Snake, the more and more people have to approach you, the worse and worse the matchup gets, right? Because you have to run into grenades, but Tweek is not letting it get too far away from him, only taking on 71%, taking it with that down tilt, dash attack, and Chronos. See if he can kind of push this lead, find another early kill, and put Tweek in that same position as before, because you still have to deal with Wall.
Yep.
Look at those grenade setups.
Yeah, it's just, oh my god. You know, this is some great ultimate right now. We're at a stage of the game where we got Snake and Wario in, you know, losers top 8. This tournament was kind of very blessed. You know, we don't have the Steves out here, so I hope you at home are having a good time. We're having a good time here, and Chronos is really looking to take the lead here of this set.
Mortar is going to block away that low recovery away from Tweek, and it's 2-frame with that Nikita. Chronos is completely showing up. Game 1 looking a little shaky. Tweek deciding to rip it right now.
He's letting it rip in game and in person. I don't know if you saw that, but he was jolting for it with that. He's ready.
Yeah, he's ready. You need to wake yourself up, right? Like, you can't let yourself get tilted, because the worse you are mentally, the probable worse you're going to play, especially against a character like Snake. Getting hit by a single grenade, it's 11%, 12%, but you get tilted.
Big damage coming up from Tweek here, but Chronos able to reciprocate a little bit. Tweek firing right back.
Right, C4 center stage underneath the bike. Chronos not ripping the trigger on that C4, maybe hoping that Tweek forgets if it's in a more pivotal spot. That panic air dodge, just keep going high, right? Chronos is not deciding to detonate the one on the bike. I don't know if Tweek knows that it's there. There it is, so he decided to let it rip there. That sequence was a result of Chronos wanting to greed with that C4, right? He decided to not blow it up, so he couldn't use it to cover himself.
Very scary situation coming out from Tweek. Wow, what a great forwarder. If you hit the Nikita, then the hitbox on the Nikita is nulled for a little bit or for a while. I'm not quite sure, but I know that it is nullified for an extended period of time.
This is such a deciding factor. The C4 falling off, deciding to using it defensively here, and that's the thing about the small battlefield platforms. The platforms on those side plats are a little bit lower, so Tweek can't necessarily run away willy-nilly. Oh no!
He doesn't space it down smash properly. That would hit on ledge. And he just up tilted. Tweek just didn't press anything. Looking at his controller.
Yeah, he's like
he's laughing it off. He's having a good time. But Chronos looking very serious now.
That's a little unfortunate. I was expecting the F tilt to come out, like you were saying. It connects on those type of characters.
Yeah, but he was only at 105. He down threw and it was at 105. Yeah, Tweek's got to press something. Yeah, I don't know if that was he was trying to do some mix. Again, with the controller, you're looking down. You know, maybe he's trying to get up attacking.
Diddy Kong.
And wow, Diddy Kong into Snake. Chronos giving a little kiss to the crowd, saying, "I got this." I love the confidence coming out from Chronos, but you know, you have to make sure you balance the confidence with a little bit of an ego. Let's see if Chronos can make the most of this here.
And that trade in that down throw back air combo, Chronos deciding to click those 1-frame grenades, making the combo not necessarily true, but he's going to take some retaliation from that, using that monkey flip. I wonder what Tweek's intentions were when he switched to the Diddy. He's probably thinking that I want a little bit more mobility, I want maybe some more reliable kill setups with this banana, but right now he has to work a little bit harder, right? Diddy Kong can't necessarily kill as early as Wario can. He doesn't have that X factor, but he does have banana throughout the entire set, right? So has a projectile, throwing him back with that grenade is not going to kill him, but weird position.
Very dangerous situation coming out here. And Tweek able to clean up that stock there. Very important that you get a lead against Snake, especially in this matchup. You know, you don't want to be taking those like trades when you're playing against Snake, especially even stocks where the Snake is up. They're going to be wanting to take those grenade trades and they'll take it to the bank, especially against a lighter character. You know, get into that 90%. That you're already at kill percent. 90% as Snake. You know, you're not even worried yet.
I mean, look at this absolute show that Tweek's putting on. He's using these space breaking tools that he now has, right? He no longer only has dash attack. I feel like one of the things that Tweek maybe was struggling was opening up Chronos underneath these platforms because he's been using that shield in that kind of way. Drop zone, wait just a little bit, rising back air is going to take Chronos' second stock. And right now, Tweek, like I said earlier, he's just not getting hit. 66% only.
Fully in control here, and Tweek going for something special here. Trying to put a damage on. Oh, no. Okay. Okay, he's got a couple stocks to work with. The venue is kind of going crazy for a different match on the mainstream here, but we're worried about Tweek and Chronos here. Tweek able to, just hopefully send us to a game 5.
We almost happened. we almost want a game 5. That grenade, that C4 is not going to stick around for too long, and that's the thing, right? These monkey flips are the way that Tweek has been getting in. So I wonder if Chronos has adapted mid set, right? He's getting put in that corner and then starting to force him to spot dodge, and the crowd is getting electric as
and Jared is king beats Ned, but
can't focus on that for too long, right? Tweek is just getting his head back into this game, tripping from that banana, right? Hit him once on the shield.
What a great
two-frame. C4 recovery.
It's going to be fine. Never mind. It will not. That he killed it from the bottom of the blast zone there. Wow.
Chronos
looking back at his looking back at his friends there, reassuring like, I got this. Maybe he knows what was happening, and Tweek definitely took over for those first 2 stocks and was very, very dominant.
It's that change of pace, right? You switch characters, you have different tools, right? Chronos, I don't know the winner set, but maybe he is not used to the Diddy, right?
Yeah, within just the pace of the game, the Wario was much slower, much more of a patient gameplay, but with Diddy there, it was very, very fast-paced, and sometimes that tempo switch-up can be very, very good for a player that plays multiple characters.
Right, and that's the thing, right? Monkey flip is such a good approaching option. I feel like Tweek didn't get too many grabs on to Chronos in the earlier starts of the set, but now monkey flip being such a good ambiguous option because it's both a hit and a grab, right? It can cover spot dodge, it can cover all of those things, and if Chronos isn't ready, he's going to get put in the blender, right? Tweek's advantage state was so powerful. He was getting those individual 2-3 pieces, but extending it even more with excellent positioning. He's not overextending and hitting these grenades. Back to Battlefield.
Yeah, so MDSR with this rule set, modified DSR, you're allowed to go back to a stage if you've won on it, as long as it's not your last stage that you won on. So, little thing about this rule set, let's see how it works out for Chronos.
So that rule set is going to allow Chronos to go back into Battlefield. I apologize, but these platforms are doing Tweek just a little bit of solids, extending some of these combos. And right now, Tweek starting off strong with this lead, getting the banana, making Chronos stuck on that top platform, but up smash not as strong as you might expect on that platform. Not going to kill at 80 or anytime soon. Tries to just dance around, right? Like Chronos, you were saying, right? Defensively, Tweek on that Wario gave Chronos a lot of space, but
wasn't able to capitalize on that banana trip. That up tilt could have made some massive percent and, put Diddy Kong into kill percent.
I like that patience there. He down tilted Chronos and knew that there's a grenade there. I can't follow that, right? So again, your chances are cut in half because of the minefield, but once you see it, you have to believe it. That banana trip is just going to make him eat his own grenade, right? Just try again, pull another banana. That center stage, Chronos holding a grenade. That dash attack is a little too preemptive. And Tweek looking solid in this game 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that he was starting Wario. This is looking very, very clean, and something that especially as your main, I feel like you would want to start. Maybe again, Diddy happened in the first set here, in winners, but it's looking like it's working out, and I'm curious to see why he didn't start this way. But again, maybe it's that winner's side.
I like this flexibility from Chronos, showing he's just weaving these grenades through the little holes on the the Battlefield platforms with that C4 on top, just raining down fire. But Tweek is not giving him too much, just deciding to stay on the ground. That up tilt up air combo, nice monkey flip. Chronos is getting a little too scared when Tweek is in his breathing room. He was comfortable when it was slow, but it's getting picked up faster and faster, and he's just not responding right. Almost 100% Tweek is keeping the stock alive and keeping this aggression up.
Yeah. I mentioned in the game 4 about how important it is to have a lead against Snake. You don't want those trades coming up, but Chronos being able to have this lead hopefully be negligible. Try to get as much percent on with the remaining little bit of his stock, and Snake is one to Snake keeps kicking.
Snake keeps kicking. I mean, he can kill you early, right? If he has all that rage, that up tilt, super scary. We saw it kill Tweek earlier at 105, but Chronos, oh, his grenade covered his mistake. He rolled in. Tweek was waiting, but that grenade gonna help him out there, just dancing in the middle of the battlefield platforms with the grenades. He's stuck on the platform with the C4, but it's not.
You got tripped by grenade or tripped by banana there. You know that could have been scary. He had Tweek in a tech situation in which Tweek did not tech, where C4 was on that platform there.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? You have a friend, I have a friend too. Banana coming in clutch and 177. You've racked up all this rage, but you've racked up 0%. It's been 30 seconds. None of your grenades have really landed into a significant combo. Beautiful space breaker, using it on that battlefield plat to come straight through the middle, catching Chronos in his jump, but that dash attack not going to get punished.
Well, they both looking like they were trying to pick up that grenade, and Chronos was able to pick it up, but to no avail.
1-2-0-2, that's going to be done.
Yeah, just the up tilt coming up from Tweek. Doesn't even go for a smash attack. No chance of falling out there.
That's the thing, right? The positions have reversed. Tweek can opt to go for the timeout. I mean, we only have 3 minutes. I don't think that's going to be a realistic possibility, but that's the thing. This blender is so solid. I feel like Tweek at the earlier percents is performing so well at just racking up the percent without receiving too much retaliatory action. I mean, I said it earlier, right? It was 430, right? Tweek has barely got touched.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and the sticky on Diddy there.
So scary.
So when opponent is sticky, okay, I was gonna say when an opponent is sticky, you know, you always have the chance of it just falling off. So you want to usually try to make the most of it, as well as when the Diddy comes towards you and touches you, then it always transfers. So and then there's like a little buffer timer, but Chronos being able to detonate it, and that back air up at the blast zone is gonna take it. Chronos shaking his head, little disappointed, but great effort from both players there. Game 5.